Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for me to get in there and tell you a little bit about some of the treasures that are available at Shop LC. Alexa had a really great idea this week, and because I'm not actually in the office, technically I'm on a staycation. I'll be back on Friday, but I can't miss my Tuesdays, and it's easy to do. So welcome to Tuesdays from home. Now, Alexa's idea was, hey, why don't you show people some of the things that you collected over the years from Shop LC? And so when she first said that, I thought, oh man, I don't know if I have anything to show. My first thought was, I don't have that much from Shop LC. And then I got to looking through my big old box of treasures, and as it turns out, I have a few things that I've collected over the years, 10 years as a matter of fact. So it's been a lot of fun along the way, not only to see how the products and the variety have continued to expand and grow and change and just take on a whole other look, but I thought it would be great to just show you a few of my favorites because my style is just as funky and unusual as it's always been. And that is really the thing I think that for me is the biggest level of just consumer freedom about Shop LC is I don't feel like I'm shut out of any market. I feel like I have access to rare and exotic. I have access to everything from shungite to diamonds and everything in between. And I can shop the amazing items at a price point that's comfortable for me when I want to shop. So if I'm shopping for something that needs to have a little extra pizzazz that I want to give as a great gift, or if I'm shopping for something that just needs to say, hey, thank you, I'm thinking about you, whatever it is, or if I'm going to, go all in and, get something big. So I'm going to take you through some of the things that I've collected because I want you to understand that for me, owning things is important, but owning things that I like is even more important. So if you've watched us for a while, hey Barb, how are you? If you've watched us for a while and you haven't actually, gotten into the mosh pit of magic that we call Shop LC, I want to encourage you to do that. Because even if you're just going to watch on Fridays and you're going to buy things that are under $10, and listen, we have stuff that's like $4.99. Even if you're watching at that price point, when you get them home and you see what kind of quality you're getting, yes, even at under 10, I hope that when you get ready to buy that one big significant piece for yourself or someone else, that you'll stop and shop us first, because we really do want to make you happy. All right, so I think one of the things that I've gotten a lot of questions about over the years is a brand that we used to call Karis, and sometimes we still brand it as Karis, K-A-R-I-S, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes it'll just say copper, a platinum bond copper, or it'll say platinum bond brass, or it'll say, occasionally it'll say platinum bond iron or something like that. But the thing about that is a lot of companies won't break down the DNA of a piece of jewelry, especially the metal. And I think we do a really great job of doing that. And there's so many options because out in life, there are so many ways of building a piece of jewelry. So before I tell you about Karis, I want to tell you a really interesting thing about jewelry in general. We have a museum here in Austin called the Bob Bullock Museum of Natural History. And it's one of my favorite places. There is a permanent exhibit there of a ship called La Belle. And it sailed from France, headed off to the New World in the 1500s. It was jam-packed with grinding stones and, people and all kinds of supplies and, goods that were going to be traded or used, consumables by people who are, in the New World and out seeking their futures. Well, the La Belle actually crashed in the Gulf of Mexico and sank to the bottom of the ocean just off of the coast of what is now Texas in a place called Matagorda Bay. Now, that's a really, really interesting story. And it's always fascinated me because people didn't really know what happened to La Belle. But when they located the remains of that ship, it was a huge undertaking to actually reclaim that crashed ship. So what they did is they built this big thing called a cofferdam. And it's basically building walls around that spot where the ship sank and then pumping out all the water and making a dry work area and then going in and recovering that. And they recovered a lot of the original structure of the ship. They recovered a lot of the original cargo that sank with the ship. And one of the cool things is they recovered a lot of the personal effects of the people who were lost at sea when that ship sank. So they recently, it's a permanent exhibit, so it's been there for a long time. So I've been to visit that museum many times, and I'm always fascinated by the story of, just the undertaking of leaving France and sailing to who knows where, navigating by the stars. I get panicked if my phone isn't charged. But they recently redid this exhibit, and here's the whole point of my very long story. What they did is they put on display a lot of the personal effects of the people who were lost at sea. And one of the biggest display panels, you know what it is? It's jewelry. And most of that jewelry is made out of brass or bronze. So it doesn't have one single bit of gemstones or, what we call precious metal, nothing. It's just a token of somebody's love and affection or promise. It was an aspirational thing to own, if you will, much like in today's world. So it's interesting to see how even in today's world, with the things that we call jewelry, the idea of that, hey Rhonda, the idea of that is still very much present in today's world. So going back to Karis and thinking about all of those brass rings that are literally on the wall now at the Bob Bullock Museum, I'm going to start out with a piece that is a Karis piece, and I bought it. And this is what I say all the time, just so you know I'm consistent. I bought this because of the gemstone. You're going to find that the Karis pieces, or the pieces that say iron or brass or something, platinum on top of a base metal, you're going to find out that the payoff is that you save a lot of money on the mounting, but you don't give up anything in the ornamentation or the workmanship or the presentation, and you get a big payoff in the gemstones. So I love to call this my fairy godmother ring, because that is a Karis piece. And you won't believe this. I probably paid $6 for that. Okay. So I'm going to bring it in close so you can see. Now, disclaimer, I didn't polish a single thing. So you'll be able to tell what I've been wearing and what I haven't, because when I get ready to wear something, I take it out, I polish it, I put it on. So most of the things I haven't worn in a little bit, so they're going to be tarnished. But that's just real. And I've always said I'm going to keep it real. You can count on me to be your real connection here. My nose is running. Sorry about that. But this is a beautiful rock crystal quartz cabochon. And I'm going to show you that in a second. But before I show you that, this is the first thing about the ring that caught my eye. It's just ornate. I mean, it's exquisite. And then you look at it around the top and all of that gorgeous rock crystal quartz. I mean, do you see what I'm talking about? Who cares that I paid $6 for it? It looks like $1 million. I mean, it looks like a big designer piece. So that's one piece. That's a Karis piece. This one is in stainless steel. And I bought this one not too long ago. And this is why I love stainless steel. I probably had this in the jewelry box now for 5 or 6 months. I haven't worn it in a little bit. But it's got gorgeous, genuine gemstones, all bezel set, which is great if you're, rough and tumble. I'm kind of rough and tumble in my lifestyle. I don't know how to change that light, but we'll just go with it. But it's stainless steel. I haven't had to polish it, and I won't need to polish it one single time because it's just gorgeous. And, beautiful workmanship. Everything's bezel set, easy to wear, fits my finger. The little detail on the back where the back part of the band is nice and slender, so it fits nice and easy. So I love that. A while back, this was some of the first of the patriotic jewelry that we bought and offered to you. This is stainless steel, and it's a kind of a stylized version of the flag. So I bought that a few years ago, and then we didn't see any of those. And then just recently, this 4th of July, we came back with a newer version of it. And, just something that's really pretty to wear. Something that you look down at it. And by the way, I get a lot of compliments on this. I think because the contrast of that blue enamel is so bright against the red and white crystals. Doesn't have to be complicated. Doesn't have to be complex. Just beautiful pieces. These were a doorbuster one year. These are all white cubic zirconia. Beautiful band ring. And this is a design that keeps going because we also another year did a version in sterling silver, And here we went back and tipped the prongs with darker rhodium. So you can see that all it shows is that beautiful sort of smoky paprika sparkle on those. But just really, really, really pretty pieces. That's a close-up of the piece with all the CZs. And I'll see if I can bring them in there together, which I probably can't. Well, I can do this. But there you go. It's easy to wear. And what really impresses me about these is there are many, 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 many gemstones in those pieces, and those are a stone setter's nightmare. They are you have to be very precise. You got to know exactly what you're doing on those. This is a piece of rhodochrosite, which I know some of us call it the bacon stone because it's all pink and it kind of looks like little strips of bacon. But in the more interesting or rare colors of rhodochrosite, it doesn't have any banding at all. It just shows up with this beautiful sort of honey kind of color. And again, I haven't worn this one in a while, so I'm kind of getting reacquainted with some of my favorites. So it's going to be tarnished, but I just polished it up with a little polishing cloth, and it's going to be good to go. You know that I am going to have an orange Kokopelli. I bought that because it reminded me of Jeremy, because he always was the life of the party, and he was, listen, if you were in a spot where there was some kind of fun that could be had or made, he was going to find it. So there you go. There's my Kokopelli. Now, a lot of times I will say to you, okay, get this in multiple sizes. And I know I can hear the eye roll from the audience. Oh, please, multiple sizes. But you know what? Your fingers are different sizes. So I bought this one originally. And these are lab-created rubies. So again, I didn't have to pay a lot for this. I bet you most of the things that I'm showing you are under 20 for sure, and a lot of it is under 10. A lot of it is under 10. So there you go. There's a channel set ruby. Again, something that definitely works for an active lifestyle. But I also bought a similar piece in a bigger size because I just might want to put it in a different zip code. So there you go. I want you to see that what I'm preaching, I'm also practicing. Now, this is a newer piece that I just got this year, and this is one of those cute spinner rings. I did a whole show on this one, a whole Facebook Live, but it's got the spinner. We did this in a birthstone series, so you can go back and get this particular design in a whole bunch of things. There's even one in black spinel and one in white cubic zirconia. This one has an easy, slightly adjustable band, so it's open here on the top. So one of these, I bought it in actually the size for my middle finger, which I think is a size 9. But I can put this on there, and I've actually worn this over my thumb as well, because that little bit of an open design gives you a little forgiveness. Now, if you go back right now and just search spinner rings at Shop LC, there's a whole lot. You'll see this plus bands and all sorts of things. So that's another suggestion for you. I really do find, for my own designs and my own preference, I love I love rings that cluster smaller groups of stones, because I get a big pop of color. But remember, when you're looking at smaller stones, every single one of those has a whole bunch of facets. One big solitaire with a bunch of facets is great, but you really increase your sparkle factor when you go with more stones. Little trillion cut color change fluorite, and you can see how the multiple stones look versus just one solitaire. You know, and that's why I tell you too, you know, most of these pieces, if I had been shopping at retail, in the place where I used to work retail a long time ago, I would have said, oh gosh, that's really pretty. But the price tags on them would have been crazy. I'm talking several $100s a piece. Some of these I can look at and say, you know, that probably would have been close to $1,200 in the place where I used to work. But at Shop LC, you can afford to have some fun and, you know, like I say, think outside the jewelry box and get pieces that you love. We haven't had Mahenge spinel, rose spinel, in a while, but now you see why what used to be known as the Black Prince Ruby in the British Crown Jewels turned out to be a spinel, and now you can see why it has so much fire. And I'm not saying that this is Crown Jewels material, but what I do want you to understand is that as a consumer, when I know that I've got a little bit of that DNA and something that belongs, that's, you know, something that's in my collection, I get really excited about that, because we do give you an opportunity to own, you know, rare, exotic, beautiful things that you wouldn't otherwise have access to unless you have access to a whole bunch of money. All right, are you ready? Because this is a favorite. There you go. That is a Rose de France amethyst. I love the leaf design. I loved how the pear shape is kind of offset. And honestly, I love it because the pear shape is a little bit bigger than I would normally wear. You may sort of believe the myth that you can't handle or you can't wear, or something a little bit bigger is not for you. But man, I'm going to tell you, at Shop LC, this is the place to experiment and to have fun, because there's nothing that I'm showing you that's been a super, super exorbitantly priced piece. This one I've been wearing a lot lately because it's got that sort of chevron design. And I love that. This is multi-sapphire. This is a little piece that we had a few of those. And if I can remember correctly, that was probably a TLV. So love that. Stainless steel is still something that's a super favorite. The band rings are just gorgeous. This was a series of stainless steel pieces. And I bought the stainless steel pieces because they are really durable, and they're just, yeah, Carol, multiple sizes. They're just, stainless steel is just easy. You never, it's, you know, it's that favorite black sweater that you have. It's that go-to piece, because you never have to worry about, you know, tarnish or anything like this. This is a spinner ring, so I loved this because it's big and chunky, and because the spinner rings, I get the most use out of them when they're on a finger where I can actually spin them, because they do have this weird kind of calming effect. So they just kind of help you sit down and focus, you know, when you need to like focus your mind on something else and you just kind of relax. So again, stainless steel with lapis. Probably this was, you know, advertised as a men's ring because it's a bigger size, but what the heck, I don't care. All right, how many of you own Giuseppe Perez? Now, Gaia, Giuseppe's daughter, is doing a fantastic job of stepping in and really picking up where Giuseppe left off. We lost Giuseppe a couple years ago, but he was an incredibly creative, just a creative genius as far as I'm concerned. He understood gemstones, he understood style, and he understood how to make all that super wearable. So this is a Giuseppe Perez piece. I love the lapis. And I really like it because it moves. So I've actually worn this one as a pendant, just like this, hanging down. And people will say, "Oh, I love your pendant." And you just say, "Thank you." And if you're out in public and you say thank you, I'm probably going to say thank you and give you a business card and say, "Watch us on the app. You'll find something that you'll love." Try to keep the sales pitches as few as possible. This is one of the very first blue diamond rings that we ever offered. And I saw it launched at 11 o'clock, and I was coming in to do the 2 a.m. shift. And I just said, that's it, I'm going to get it. I mean, channel set, beautiful, it's expanded love knot design. And again, it's sterling silver, so I didn't polish them. I want you to see exactly how my collection looks. Slender band on the back, so super, super comfortable. Also, a Giuseppe Perez piece. This one was aired and retired, and it's black spinel. It's got the gorgeous little heart shapes in there, but the design work is really amazing. And the coolest thing about it is that it's stuff that you don't see anywhere else unless you're going into super high-end places. And, you know, super high-end places have super high-end price tags. This is another Giuseppe Perez piece, and I bought it for myself because it says, "I love you." And it's literally, the band says, "I love you." And it's these gorgeous blue diamonds on the front. Perfect. It can stack. It can go as a solo piece. It can mix and match and layer. This is another one where I bought 2 different sizes in the stainless steel. I bought one because occasionally I do wear a midi ring. And I bought another one. Well, it doesn't fit now. But I bought another one, which doesn't fit as a ring. But you know what? I could throw it on a pendant, wear it on a chain. Really, really nice. This is a peach moonstone in rose gold. This is going to be the longest video I've ever done. And then, oh, one other cool piece I want to show you, because from the standpoint of just workmanship and just being so stinking creative, this is a little black onyx picture frame. And then you've got probably, I don't know what the top is. It could be crystal, or it might, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it is. It might just be resin. But on the inside are a whole little tumble of little polished CZs. And there was actually, there was a pendant that went with this. It was one of those TLVs, and I didn't get the pendant, and dang it. I should have. I really should have. Should have followed my instinct. This is another piece in stainless steel. Listen, any of you who are, jamming on Game of Thrones or now House of the Dragon, the stainless steel pieces look absolutely regal. This is another one. And you'd be surprised. Yes, it's big, but you can do it. Find something when you're looking at the possibilities. Find something that you think you might not wear and get it. Find something that you look at it and you think, I really like that, but I don't know. Trust the I really like that and get it home. This is another sterling silver piece inlaid. I think this was part of the Bali collection for a hot minute. Inlaid abalone surrounded with chrome diopside. Love that. This was another one that was a TLV. Amethyst in the center, African amethyst, and little bezel set stones all the way around. Just really nice. Okay, I'm going to just do a real quick summary of some of the bracelets, and then I'll show you the fanciest piece I've ever purchased at Shop LC. Oh, one other thing too. One other thing. The Millie Fiori pieces, okay, the Millie Fiori style are just gorgeous. Beautiful butterfly, all done in stainless steel, ready to go. This is another one that anytime I wear it, people say, wow, that's I really like your necklace. This is another piece in stainless steel with little hearts and a little bit of that stardust etching on there. Really nice. All right, we're going to do bracelets. Boom, boom, boom. Some are polished, some are not. A funky, fabulous collection, and I'll show you these. Yellow jade, abalone, labradorite, lustro stella, more abalone. I love abalone. And this one is actually a Giuseppe Perez. Now, if you go online, okay, and you look at these style bracelets, and you look on the luxury websites, and you look under Pippo, you're going to see Pippo. You'll see that there's an entire group of these, and they are very, very pricey. So I know you're looking at and this is little frogs. He did a whole series of creatures and all sorts of things. But yeah, that's one. I also like frogs. I don't know why. So check that out. I also bought a long time ago. This was maybe one of our very first Halloween collections. I bought this big boy, which has the little skulls on there. And let's see, where is it? Oh, I bought that, and to go with it, I also bought this knuckle buster. So there you go. But you're going to see me wearing things that I can stack and mix and match and layer, and stuff that's got a little bling bling and a little sparkle. Earrings, okay. We did polka diamond earrings. I love you to the moon and back. And I was presenting these early one morning with Michelle, and she said, "Do you like those?" And she knew I liked them because I just went kind of crazy. And then a couple days later, she said, "Here's your earrings." And I said, what are you talking about? She said, "I bought those for you." And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. But who would think that you could just on a whim buy, a pair of diamond earrings for someone that you know? It's possible. These are a couple more sets of earrings that I really, really love. This is chocolate sapphire. And I needed that perfect stud earring to go with kind of a fancy dress. I actually wore this during the pageant that I was in, and they were really gorgeous. And these are bezel set, little cubic zirconia. But you see, I talk all the time about those earring backs, those big earring backs, and they are a game changer. All right, a couple of other bracelets I'm just going to I'm just going to layer them up big time here. Listen, I want you to post some pictures of what you're wearing, okay? Yeah, Julie, I got a lot of stainless steel. Post some pictures of what some of your favorites are, because that's really, really great. Okay, let's see. Here are a couple of other pieces. This is a Rachel Galley piece, the bangle bracelet that has the little bells in it. Sometimes I like my jewelry to make noise. This is the terahertz that we just recently had. You recognize the jade, more abalone. These were a pair. I think I paid $5 for the set. Stainless steel. I wear this one a lot because it's just super, super easy to wear. I never in a million years owned or even wore pearls. And this one is 18 inches. It's knotted. And I actually have been wearing this one as a bracelet, so I can just roll it on. And it's just, I don't know. I like it, and that's all that matters. Tiger eye. This one is strung on metal. And I love it because it's chunky. I love it because it's tiger eye. And then two pieces, I didn't get them at Shop LC, but if it weren't for Shop LC, I wouldn't have them. One is this beautiful little bracelet. This came back with me from Tanzania. So I bought that at a little roadside shop. And this one I bought in Tanzania as well. And if it hadn't been for Shop LC, I never would have gotten on that plane and gone to that Tanzanite mine, and I wouldn't have this bracelet, so I love it. As far as recent purchases, the gold chains have been a big deal, and I know that a lot of us have purchased them because they are such a great value. So I'd always worn these two pieces together on the same chain, and now I've got a chain for each one of those. I also picked up a little rope chain in the shorter length because I really, really love that. And oh gosh, I don't have it here. Oh, it's in another spot. But I also picked up a 24-inch gold chain. And it's a little curb link, and I wear Jeremy's dog tag on that from time to time. So, yeah, I mean, lots of great things at Shop LC. And I want to encourage you to put your stuff on, get out there and wear it, and post some pictures and share it at Shop LC, because we want to see how you style these, these gorgeous things. Last but not least, two earrings that I'm going to share with you, because these really are kind of go-to pieces for me. Long time ago, if you guys remember, before we had the new studio and we just got started, we had these in stainless steel, and they came in a set of 3, and they were like $9 for the set of 3. So I wear these little guys all the time. They're just beautiful gemstones. Beautiful members of the quartz family, quartz, agate, they're all that. But the ones that I wear the most often, almost all the time right now, because I'm in a hoop phase, are my stainless steel hoops, and I'll take them off so you can see them. But I like them. They're a little bit heavier. I like that. They've got that beautiful sort of twist design. They're a great size, a little bit wider. So if I need to run out the door in a hurry and I need to feel like I've, dressed up a little bit, I just put on my hoops. All right, well, we're out of time. I'm not out of jewelry, but we're out of time. So thank you for tuning in. Go to Shop LC, upload the pictures of yourself wearing your favorite Shop LC piece. And you know what? Let's do this. Show me a picture of the piece that you bought and you weren't really sure, but when you got it home, you loved it. Show me your piece that says, I'm glad I bought that. All right, guys, thanks a bunch. I'm going to be back on the Facebook Live show on Friday at 2 p.m. It's a brand new way to shop on Facebook, and it's also showing up on Instagram and TikTok. So thanks a bunch for joining us. Don't forget to show your Shop LC style. And in the meantime, have yourself a terrific Tuesday.